In this video, we're going to learn how to use a graph to determine a function's domain, range, x-intercepts, if there are any, or y-intercept, if there is any. So let's take a look. Here we have a parabola pointing downward. Let's look and see what the function's domain might be. The domain of a function is all values of x for which the function is defined. In other words, the domain is going to be the largest set of real numbers represented by the x-coordinates. We see that our parabola extends downward, and the arrows indicate that it's going to keep moving outward in both directions and never stop. As it does that, it's going to eventually cover the entire x-axis from negative infinity to positive infinity. So that's the domain of our function. Now that we have found the domain of our function, negative to positive infinity, let's take a look at the range. The range is represented as all values of y for which the function is defined. Now that we have found the domain of our function, which was negative to positive infinity, we're going to evaluate the range. The range is represented by all real numbers along the y-axis for which the function is defined. Another way to say this is to say that the range will be the largest set of real numbers represented by the y-coordinates. In our graph, we can see that the numbers, or the range rather, is extending from negative infinity upward and ending at y equals 1. So the range for this function is from negative infinity to positive 1. And we put a square bracket after the 1 to indicate that that point is included on our graph. Next, we want to find any intercepts. To see if we have any x-intercepts, we look to see where the graph is crossing the x-axis. In this graph, we see that at coordinate point 1, 0, and coordinate 3, 0, the graph crosses the x-axis. Therefore, my x-intercepts are x equals 1 and x equals 3. Our y-intercept is the point at which the graph crosses the y-axis. On our graph, the line crosses the y-axis at coordinate point 0, negative 3. So our y-intercept is y equals negative 3. Some textbooks prefer that you give an ordered pair, in which case, for our x-intercepts, we'd say x equals 1, 0, and 3, 0. And our y-intercept is found at 0, negative 3. Again, that depends on your textbook, as some will just ask for the value of y or x, and others ask for ordered pairs. So that's an example of a very basic analysis of a graph, of the graph of a function, where we found the domain, range, and x and y intercepts. I hope you found the video helpful, and see you next time.